back to another video with A Guy and His Projects. Today we have a different project. We have a 2000 Ford Excursion with a 6.8 liter V10 engine. It's gas. This thing's a behemoth, man. This is a big freaking truck. I picked this up last weekend. I've gone through it just a little tiny bit to see how much work it needs. It does need work. It needs quite a bit of work actually. But it's nothing that some money, some parts, and some time can't handle. So if you want to see any or all of those videos, stay tuned, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell button so you know when I'm uploading videos, and you'll see all those coming up in the future as well as projects on my other vehicles. So, today we're just doing the most basic. We are doing the engine oil change. We're just going to drain the fluid, put it back in. I pulled the dipstick, it's pretty thick, so either they use some really thick oil or it's really dirty. It's been in there for a while. So we're going to get that out of there, put in some fresh stuff so we can get a baseline, see what the engine looks like. We can keep an eye on it from there as far as oil goes. Okay, what we're using for this oil change on this truck. So it's kind of confusing. I've done some reading. This truck is new to me. I'm not familiar with it yet. I'm still reading. Sorry, I'm getting over a cold. I'm still reading into it. This truck was built with 5W30 engine oil. Ford was not meeting the miles per gallon requirements by whoever the hell puts the requirements up. So they changed to 5W20, and the thinner oil allowed them to get another 1.5 miles a gallon or something like that, 2, 3, I don't know. Anyway, because it was designed with 5W30, I'm gonna go with 5W30. Plus this thing has 200,000 miles on it. The oil is super nasty right now, so I'm guessing it hasn't been changed very frequently or as frequently as maybe it should have been up till now. So I'm guessing everything's got wear on it and the tolerances are gonna be higher than when it was built. So 5W30 is going to be my go-to for now. I'm also using the high mileage because there are some oil leaks down below. I'm hoping that will swell the gasket, swell the rubber a little bit, and hopefully stop some of that. Plus, with high mileage oil, once you use it, you're not supposed to not use it because what it does is it swells the seals. And then if you stop using it, the seals will shrink down and you'll have leaks. I don't know what they've put in it before, so I'm going to just go with the high mileage, and that's where we're going. This thing takes exactly 6 quarts of oil if you're changing the filter. I'm going to use the Ford FL820S oil filter. It's only like $3 at Wally World. It's not my go-to filter. Typically I'm a Mobile One, black or K&N white filter guy. But for today's purposes, I really have no idea how long this truck is going to last or if it's even worth keeping, so I'm not going to spend a lot of money on a filter right now. And that's really all we need, some towels, a drain pan, catch pan, stuff like that. So let's do it. Alright, so we are now under the truck. This is your front diff. This is your oil filter, oil pan. First order of business for me, I always like to get rid of the oil filter first while my pan is empty, so if I drop it, it doesn't splash all up in my face. So, I'm just gonna reach up here and spin her off. Oh, shoot. They had that on there tight. And then it's going to start dripping oil. When you do, you just step away right there and let it drip. Okay. Once it's about done dripping, you can go ahead and spin her off until I can seal the floors on this garage. And I'm giving up now because I'm tired of waiting. So while you're up here, or down here, you're going to want to make sure that the gasket with the old oil filter came off, which it did. If it's still there, you will have issues if you put the new filter on top of it. So always just check that and make sure you're good. Because this is a vertical filter and not a whole horizontal or upside down, we can go ahead and fill up the new filter before we put it in. Now this takes exactly 6 quarts of oil. with the filter change. So grab your new oil. It's easier to grab the one that's a quart. And just fill up the filter. This just makes it easier on the truck at the first startup. Instead of having to fill up the filter, it's already full. Okay. So right about there is full. Then you're going to dip your finger in some of that fresh oil and just coat the O-ring. This is just going to keep the rubber from seizing onto the housing up there. So when you go to take it off next time, it actually comes off. Just trying to clean it up a little bit. I know it's still draining oil, so it's kind of futile, but I feel better when I try. Okay. You just spin her on. And you don't need to freaking torque it on. People tighten it until it don't tighten no more. I just like to go till it's tight, okay? It's not gonna wiggle loose. It's not gonna fall back off. It's on there, it's tight. Life is good. Okay, so that's the filter we just replaced. That's the drain plug. I'm imagining this is gonna shoot out and make a mess. Whether it's true or not, I don't know, but we're gonna find out. The plug on here, I don't know if this is stock, so take it with a grain of salt, but it's a 13mm. Holy crap, and they torqued that freaking thing on there. Okay, and as tight as that was, you do not need it that tight if you do it right. You just need it snug, that's all. And watch your eyes at this point. Yep, I missed the bucket. So now you're going to want to stay down here because as this drains itself, the stream is going to fall back. And if you're a dude, you know what I'm talking about, you know, toilets and all. While you're waiting for the oil to drain down below, you can come up over here. That's your battery. And you have your engine filler tube, crankcase, whatever the heck you want to call it. This is nasty. So probably should have cleaned that before I took it off, but you know, we'll work with it. So you're just going to stick a funnel in there and you'll be able to fill her up. You know, I want to use this funnel like all the time and it never fits. There we go, that one works. So back down under below. It's gonna drip for forever. Just clean it up best you can while it's dripping. Take your new plug or your old one with the new gasket. Always replace the gasket if you're reusing the plug. There's nothing wrong with using the old plug, just replace that gasket. Okay, as far as tightening goes, typically they're around 18 to 24 foot-pounds. I don't know on this, I didn't look it up. They had it freaking torqued down from the last time. I'm just gonna go to, that's tight, right there. And that's where I'm leaving it. And then we are done down below. And as we discussed, this is gonna take 6 quarts. So I got my 5-quart jug, I'm just gonna dump in there. Try not to make a mess. So that's the first 5 quarts. And take your last quart, and we already filled up the oil filter with this. We're just going to add that in as well. It's important to note in my videos, I'm not sponsored by anybody. So if I like a product and I tell you I like it, it's because I like the product, not because I'm getting paid for it. This Valvoline high mileage stuff I have never used. I have no idea how it's going to work out. My favorite oil that I've ever used is actually Pennzoil Platinum, full synthetic. I was using that in all my vehicles for a long time, but then I started moving through vehicles really quickly buying them, selling them, and I just started trying different brands of oils, and so far Pennzoil, Platinum, full synthetic is my favorite. Not to say there's anything wrong with any other oil, but I do have a favorite. Just seems to run better in my vehicle, in every vehicle I've tried it in pretty much. I like it. So you're gonna clean up your funnel, stick your cap back on, tighten her down. Let it click. I think the owner's manual actually says 3 clicks, but whatever. All right, guys, that's it. Easy oil change. I know I talk a lot, but I like to share my information that I have. Quick disclaimer, I am not a mechanic. I'm not a certified mechanic. I'm not a mechanic in any means. I'm just a guy with a lot of projects, and I like to do them myself. Therefore, you know, a guy's projects. So throughout my videos, if I say something, take it with a grain of salt. I'm not a mechanic. If you do what I do and it doesn't work out for you, I'm not a mechanic. I can say that I've had very few issues with projects I've worked on. In fact, I've had pretty much 0 issues with anything I've ever done with my vehicles. But that is not to say that will never happen. I'm on YouTube as much as the next guy. And, you know, if I was to pay for everything I wanted done, I would get about a 10th done what I wanted to get done, because, you know, money's tight. When you do a project yourself, you can do a lot more with a lot less money, and that is the reasoning behind me doing my stuff. Plus, I like to know exactly what's happening. So, like taking this truck, for example, it's got 197,000 miles of 100% unknown service. I have no idea what's been done to this truck. One of the reasons I like to keep mine for forever, like the Frontier at 230,000 miles, because I know exactly what's been done. I know exactly how it's been done, and I'm comfortable. It's going to take a while before I can trust it. It's going to take a while to fix it up. I mean, obviously it's been a little bit neglected. I'm guessing it was used mainly as a beater, which is fine, but me not knowing is kind of bothersome. But we're going to get there. Anyway, so beginning of this video, I mentioned a bunch of projects coming up. If you want to see those, hit that subscribe and bell button. Hit the thumbs up if you like this one. And leave a comment if you got something good to say. That's all I have for now. Make sure you recycle your oil. Take it to any AutoZone, O'Reilly's, or whoever the heck your local parts store is. They typically take that oil for free. So, that being said, we'll see you on the next project. Bye.